But psychology.
Yeah.
It's actually Dr. Pamela Stephenson Connolly, and when you study, did you ever practice?
Yes, I had a practice for 15 years.
Oh, wow.
Because I was in California, and I studied there. And, when Billy got a show in America and we decided to move the whole family there. And then I went back to school, studied psychology, became a professor at a psych school there, and
Wow.
had a practice. And then, got to the point where I needed a bit of a break, and it sort of coincided with a desire to sail. So I got a sailboat and sailed around the world.
Wow.
I know. I sort of have a low threshold of boredom. I get very devoted to something for a long period of time. I think 15 years is a pretty good stint.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I go, oh, okay, I've had enough of that.
Yeah.
No, but I haven't had enough of psychology. I love psychology. I still write a lot about psychology. And at another time in my life, I will have another practice, probably in New York where I now live. But the problem is that, there's this huge responsibility. You've got to stay where you are. And my family's spread out everywhere. I mean, Billy's always traveling. Kids are everywhere in the world. So if you have a practice, you really have to be there. You
Sure.
can't travel. And it was quite hard on the family. So now I'm traveling and doing other things. And one day I'll go back.
Oh, good. Did you ever think that you could use your academics, in your own life? I mean, when Billy had health challenges,
Well, of course.
wife, mother, professor in psychology, which one came through stronger?
Oh, well, you use everything, don't you? I mean, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how clever you are or how much you've studied. When somebody in your family gets seriously ill,
Sure.
you respond as a loving person, and it's always hard. And it was just a really big shock for Billy to discover in the same week that he had cancer and he had Parkinson's disease.
Sure.
But the thing is that, Billy, he's just been healthy his whole life, so it really was a shock. But he's done really well. He had an operation for his cancer that he's over now. Thank God, touch wood, he's fine. And the Parkinson's he's probably had for 10 years because it's a very slow-growing form, thank heavens, of Parkinson's. And we're told that the symptoms won't gallop along.
Sure.
They will
Yeah.
very slowly advance. And he's being very, very stoked, very pragmatic about it. He has started making jokes about it on stage, which is hilarious. And he talks about his shaky hand, and then everybody's watching for his hand to shake, but it never does, of course, because it's really not bad. So I feel he's very lucky with that. The best thing that happened with Billy, with that whole sort of health thing, was that he got some treatment for his hearing. Because a lot of people just go along and they pretend that they're not experiencing hearing loss. Whereas anyone who, like Billy, has been around rock and roll all those years, been to all those concerts, sat on speakers, they're going to experience hearing loss. I mean, all those big rockers, they've all got hearing loss, right? So finally I said to Billy, just marched him in. And he, and now that he's had treatment and hearing aids, he can hear the audience really well. And honestly, his concerts are better than they've ever been. He's getting much more acute feedback from the audience, and that's the best thing that's happened to him. And he's very happy. He's doing really well.
Does he make you laugh?
He does still make me laugh. Yeah, he just sent me a drawing because he started drawing a lot. He's actually exhibited, sent me a drawing, and he signed it, Billy No Shakes Connolly.